Yo, what is going on everybody? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Splinter Cell. So it's been quite some time since I've actually been this excited to make a video that wasn't about Ghost Recon. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell in my voice that I'm smiling ear to ear right now, because for those of you out there that have been following the channel since its inception, I have done some videos talking about Splinter Cell. And a lot of times it has been related around other games because we have Sam Fisher making appearances in Ghost Recon, we have Sam Fisher making appearances in Rainbow Six and other spin-offs and stuff like that. We've never had a dedicated new Splinter Cell game in almost a decade. But with all of that being said, earlier today, Tom Henderson posted that Ubisoft has finally greenlit a new Splinter Cell game. So for those of you out there that know who Tom Henderson is, you will know that he has a lot of inside sources in the gaming industry. So 9 times out of 10 when he reports on something, it comes out that it is actually true. So with that being said, we're going to be going down through an article that he posted up earlier detailing all of the information that he currently has on this project. But real quick before we jump into it, if you guys go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would be super appreciated. Also, for those of you that may be new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you do not miss any of my future uploads. Also, for those of you that wish to support the creation of more content here on the channel, make sure to hit that join button right next to the subscribe button to become a channel member. It will be the top link down below in the description, so go check it out. So this article is written by the one and only Tom Henderson over at Video Games Chronicle, and as you guys can see here, it says a decade later Ubisoft has finally greenlit a new Splinter Cell, sources claim. And you can see underneath of that title that it is a new mainline entry into the Splinter Cell franchise. So we've had a number of spin-offs with other games, including Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six. There was a mobile as well as a VR game as well, but we have not had a mainline entry into the Splinter Cell franchise in nearly a decade. So we're going to be going down through this article here, reading the main points, and then we're also going to discuss. So the article goes on to say that according to development sources who told us that the title has been put into full production as means of winning back fans frustrated by recent efforts to revive the franchise in the mobile and VR spaces. It's not clear which studios are working on the project, though 2 people with knowledge of Ubisoft plans suggested the new Splinter Cell was being led by a studio outside of its traditional Montreal base. The title is in its early phase of production, the sources said, but there's a small chance that it could be announced as soon as next year. The much requested sequel will arrive at a time when the company is looking to rebuild its image following a wave of discrimination and sexual harassment allegations. Ubisoft also declined to comment on this before the article went up, and to be honest, with it this early in development, Ubisoft is definitely going to deny it or basically not say anything about it at all. And if it's in early production, this probably wouldn't even come out until at least 2023 or 2024, with maybe a reveal sometime in 2022. And I think you wouldn't have to reveal much as long as you did the classic night vision goggles sound from the Splinter Cell games and then a logo of some sort, maybe even a short snippet of audio from Michael Ironside. I think that alone would be enough to get people excited that you could wait at least another year or so before the game actually came out. But the article also goes on to say that in recent years, the Assassin's Creed publisher has suggested it's been considering bringing back the Tom Clancy series. Last year, the CEO of Ubisoft said that the Splinter Cell series needed to evolve before it could make a comeback. He also goes on to say that when you create a game, you have to make sure you will come out with something that will be different enough from what you did before. The last time we did a Splinter Cell, we had lots of pressure from all the fans actually saying, don't change it, don't do this, don't do that. Some of the teams were more anxious to work on the brand, which is definitely understandable because that is one of the most iconic franchises in the history of Ubisoft. And the one thing that I do know about the majority of the player base is they do not like it when you mess with those kind of games. I might just be kind of an old school gamer, but when you mess with those iconic franchises, almost like they have done in recent years with Ghost Recon, the community tends to get upset if you don't do it justice. So the CEO also goes on to say that now there are some things and some people that are now looking at the brand, taking care of the brand. So at one point you will see something, but I can't say more than that. The executive also said a key factor in the wait for a new Splinter Cell game was the success of the other Ubisoft franchises such as Assassin's Creed and the emergence of new franchises like Watch Dogs and The Division. So overall, that is the main points of the article, and I do have to say that I'm extremely excited about the fact that there is definitely a new Splinter Cell game in early development. But unfortunately, this could be years off, and that's not guaranteeing that it will ever release. So now going on to a couple of personal opinions on this. The first thing that I do have to say about this, if you do not bring back Michael Ironside, you're going to be starting off on the wrong foot from the get-go with the community, because he is the most iconic character when it comes to Sam Fisher. And if you're waiting 10 years to finally bring back Splinter Cell, and you don't do it with Michael Ironside, being the fact that he's been in multiple crossovers in the Ghost Recon franchise, that would be a serious problem that I think would really start the game off on the wrong foot. And also, don't turn it into another cookie cutter franchise. It doesn't have to be open world. You can have a linear style stealth game, or even something similar to Metal Gear Solid 5 where you have somewhat of a semi-open world, but it doesn't have to be another cookie cutter open world like Ghost Recon, The Division, and all these other games that you're trying to make. Make it stand out, make it iconic, make it feel like the roots of the franchise itself, and I really think you'll have a hit, because there are millions and millions of gamers across all countries of the world, whether they're playing Ubisoft games or not, that if they saw that a new Splinter Cell game had been revealed, maybe say at E3 next year, or a Ubisoft Forward event or anything like that, they're going to be extremely excited to play it, and they will definitely buy it. This is one of those franchises that is one of the most iconic franchises in the history of gaming. So with that being said, Ubisoft, no pressure, don't screw it up. Please do the franchise justice. But overall, that is going to do it for the video. I just kind of wanted to bring this to your guys' attention, especially for those of you that might not hover around on Twitter and Reddit all the time like I do. It's extremely exciting news, and I cannot wait to hear more. Also, let me know all of your thoughts on this down below in the comments. Are you excited about a new Splinter Cell? Are you a little bit worried about the current state of Ubisoft and what they could possibly do with a new entry into the Splinter Cell franchise? Also, I'm definitely curious if any of you have played all of these Splinter Cell games, including Splinter Cell Blacklist, because I know as a hardcore fan of the Splinter Cell franchise, the community was really divided when it came to Splinter Cell Blacklist. It wasn't as stealth oriented, they seemed to go a little bit more towards the action side, and a lot of hardcore fans of the franchise were kind of turned off by that. So hopefully when it comes to this new Splinter Cell project that is in early development, they kind of take things that made Splinter Cell great from the previous games, and then also blend it with something new that would kind of give a breath of fresh air to the franchise. I think if you combine the two, you stay true to the roots, and you bring in something fresh that people would actually enjoy. That does not mean gear score, that does not mean unrealistic mechanics and other things. I think the game will do fine. But like I said, that's all for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, you are excited to finally have the return of Splinter Cell coming, hopefully within the next couple of years, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new, to stay up to date on all content surrounding Ghost Recon Breakpoint, as well as any news coming out of the Splinter Cell camp on the channel moving forward. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.